Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're jumping into something that I think really transforms how you speak and understand Spanish.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
We're diving deep into Spanish verbal moods. You know, those concepts like indicative, subjunctive. They can feel a bit tricky for learners sometimes.
Definitely.
But they're just so essential for expressing yourself properly with real nuance.
Absolutely.
And this deep dive, it's really tailored for you, the Spanish language learner listening right
Yeah.
now. Whether you're like just starting out or wrestling with the grammar later on,
Right.
our mission is basically to clear up these moods, make them click, so you can use them confidently.
Good goal.
And the stuff we're digging into today, it comes from Dulce. She's got that fantastic YouTube channel, Español con Dulce.
Oh, Dulce's great. Her explanations are so clear.
Totally. And she even has a free PDF you can download. We'll link that up for you. It's a brilliant resource.
Yeah, definitely grab that. Because understanding these moods, the indicativo, subjuntivo, and imperativo, it's not just about grammar rules, is it?
No, not at all.
It's really about how Spanish speakers see the world, how they express feelings, doubts, commands. It's the difference between just saying words and actually conveying your attitude.
Like different lenses for looking at things.
Exactly. Different lenses for actions. Once you get these, your communication just gets, much richer, more authentic.
Okay.
So we'll start with the basics, the indicativo. Then we'll tackle the slightly more infamous subjuntivo.
The tricky one.
Yeah, sometimes. And then wrap up with the imperativo, the commands. You'll see how they all fit together.
Perfect. Okay, let's unpack that first lens then, the indicativo.
Right.
If you've learned any Spanish at all, this is probably ground zero, right?
For sure. It's usually the first thing taught.
It's the most common, the most direct, and I guess maybe the most familiar, because it often lines up with how we talk about facts in English.
Pretty much, yeah. It's the mood of certainty, objective reality.
So we use it for things that are like definite facts, certainties, affirmations, things that happen, are happening, or will definitely happen.
It's the what it is.
Exactly. Dulce's guide gives simple examples like, Yo estudio español todos los días.
A fact, a routine, no doubt there.
Or for the past, Él comió pizza ayer, done deal, happened.
Yep, completed action, certainty.
And future, mañana iremos al cine. That's a plan, right? You're saying it's happening.
Definitely, you're committed to it. It's fascinating, really, how the indicativo is the bedrock for just reporting things.
Like news reports.
Exactly. News headlines, scientific facts, or just describing the world. When you say, tú hablas muy bien español, you're stating something observable, a fact.
No fuzziness.
None. Or recounting past events using the pretérito, which is part of the indicativo. Ellos viajaron a México el año pasado. Happened, done, finished event.
Right.
And for stuff you know will happen, the futuro tense, also indicativo, nosotros trabajaremos juntos en este proyecto. It signals a strong intention, almost a promise.
Okay, so for you, the learner listening, why is this so fundamental? I mean, it seems kind of obvious, but what's the real takeaway?
Well, the takeaway is that the indicativo is your anchor. It's your connection to reality in the language.
Right.
It's how you state facts, report events, describe what's actually there. If you didn't have a good handle on it, everything you said, even factual stuff, might sound, I don't know, uncertain, tentative.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Very weird. You need it for clear, factual communication. It's the world of, I know that, or it's true that. It's your foundation.
Okay, foundation laid. The foundation laid. Indicativo facts, solid ground.
Got it.
So now, here's where it gets, well, really interesting. And maybe, let's be honest, a bit challenging for us learners sometimes.
I know. Here it comes.
The subjuntivo.
The big S.
This is where Spanish really shows off its expressive power, often in ways that, feel different from English.
Very different, yeah. It maps differently onto English structures.
So, unlike the indicativo's certainty, the subjuntivo is all about situations that are not necessarily certain, or expressing desires, doubts, emotions, maybe hypothetical stuff.
Right. It's the mood of the subjective, the unrealized, the wished for, the internal world almost.
And you often see it popping up in those subordinate clauses, usually after que, right?
Very often, yeah. Trigger words like que are a big clue.
Okay, let's look at Dulce's examples. For a wish, ojalá tengas un buen día.
Classic example. I hope you have a good day. You're not stating a fact, you're expressing a hope.
Exactly. Or for doubt, no creo que venga la fiesta.
I don't think Haley will come to the party. Again, it's your doubt, not a definite statement about their coming or not coming.
Right, the uncertainty. And my personal favorite, the hypotheticals. Si yo fuera rico, Viajaría por el mundo.
Ah, yes, the what if. If I were rich, I would travel the world. It's a condition that's not real, right?
That's totally unreal for me right now.
Huh. But, yeah, the key thing for you to grasp here is that the subjuntivo lets you talk about that subjective world, your internal state, not just external facts.
Okay.
So the present subjunctive, for instance, you use it constantly for wishes, doubts, recommendations, like, I want you to come to the meeting.
How would that go?
Quiero que tú vengas a la reunión.
Sí.
Vengas, not bien.
Ah, because my wanting it doesn't make it a fact that you're coming.
Precisely. Your coming depends on my desire. It's not an objective reality yet.
Gotcha.
And then you have the past subjunctive. That's often for hypotheticals about the past or things that were impossible.
Like,
Si hubiera sabido, no habría ido a esa fiesta.
if I had known.
I wouldn't have gone to that party. You didn't know, so you did go. But you're imagining the alternative past. It's counterfactual.
Right. English uses things like would have, could have there. Spanish needs that mood shift.
Exactly. It's a structural difference.
That jump between objective fact and subjective feeling or possibility, it really can feel like flipping a switch mentally as a learner. Are there, like, reliable clues, signposts that shout subjunctive ahead?
Oh, definitely. There are some great giveaways. Look for trigger words like ojalá, I hope, or wish.
Okay.
Or tal vez, maybe, puede que, it may be that. Es posible que, it's possible that. All those introduce uncertainty or desire right away.
Makes sense.
And also, keep an eye out for verbs of desire or emotion followed by que, like querer, to want, decir, to desire, esperar, to hope, even sentir, to feel.
So if I say, I'm happy that something happened.
You'll likely need the subjunctive for that something happened part because it's linked to your feeling, your subjective reaction. Me alegro de que estés aquí. I'm happy that you were here.
Oh, yeah.
And, really getting comfortable with the subjuntivo, it's not just about passing a grammar test.
Right.
It's about unlocking this huge range of human experience in Spanish, your hopes, your fears, your what-ifs, those subtle shades of feeling and opinion.
That's where it all lives.
Exactly. It's how you sound genuinely empathetic or hesitant or hopeful. It adds so much color to your Spanish.
Okay, so we've got facts with indicativo, feelings and uncertainties with subjuntivo. What if I just want to tell someone what to do?
The direct approach.
Yeah, that takes us to number 3. The imperativo, the command mood.
Right. Your tool for giving orders, instructions, or even just making suggestions directly.
It seems pretty straightforward, direct, practical.
It is, mostly. Very useful for everyday stuff. An interesting point is it really only exists in the present tense, and you mainly use it for the second person you know talking to someone.
Like do instead, usted.
Exactly. And sometimes nosotras, like let's go, which is vámonos. Technically an imperative form.
Okay, so for an affirmative command, like telling a friend, speak more slowly, please.
For two, that's habla más despacio, por favor.
Simple. And if it's more formal, like to usted, talking to a director.
Then it changes slightly. Habla con el director sobre este problema.
Okay, habla becomes hablo.
Exactly. But here's where learners sometimes get tripped up, the negative commands.
Telling someone not to do something.
Right. These negative commands actually borrow their forms from the subjunctive.
Really? Okay, how does that work?
So for two, you wouldn't say, no hablas tan rápido. That sounds like you're stating a fact. You don't speak so fast.
Right, that's indicative.
Exactly. The command form is, no hablas tan rápido. See, it looks like the present subjunctive, or don't eat so fast, is no comas tan rápido, not no comes.
So no comas, not no comes. And for usted, like don't arrive late.
It would be no llegue tard, again, using that subjunctive-like form, not no llegará tard.
That connection to the subjunctive for negatives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see how that's a classic confusion point.
It really is. But once you spot that pattern, negative commands often look like the present subjunctive. It starts to click a bit more.
So for you, the learner, getting the imperativo down has immediate payoffs, right?
Oh, absolutely. Huge practical value. Think about it giving directions. Turn left, gira a la izquierda.
Simple request. Pass the salt.
Pasa la sal, por favor. Or telling a friend, don't worry.
No te preocupes.
Exactly. You use it constantly for navigating daily life, making requests, guiding people. It's how you directly influence action. Very hands-on.
Okay, so we've looked at indicativo, subjuntivo, imperativo, one by one. But seeing them side by side, that really helps cement the differences, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Putting them in direct contrast makes their unique roles super clear. Dulce has this great example using just one verb. Vivir, to live.
Okay, let's see it. How does vivir change?
All right, first up, pure simple fact. You use the indicativo, vives en Mexico.
Meaning just, you live in Mexico. Statement of fact, no feelings attached.
Correct. Objective reality. But now, let's say you want to express a hope about that person living in Mexico.
Okay, now we're subjective.
Exactly. So you switch to the subjuntivo. Espero que vivas en México por mucho tiempo.
I hope that you live in Mexico for a long time. That vives carries the hope, not the certainty.
Perfectly put. The action is framed by your desire. And finally, what if you want to give a command, or maybe even like a life philosophy suggestion?
Imperativo time.
You got it. Vive tu vida al máximo.
Live your life to the fullest.
Wow, yeah, you can really feel the directness of the instruction in vive.
See? Same root verb, 3 different moods, 3 totally different intentions. Fact, hope, command.
That really clarifies it and highlights a common mistake I do.
Oh yeah, big time. A really frequent error is using the indicativo when the subjuntivo is needed, especially after those verbs of desire or emotion we talked about.
Like saying, espero que tienes un buen día.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You hear that sometimes. A native speaker will probably figure out what you mean, but it sounds, well, wrong, clunky.
Because it should be.
Espero que tengas un buen día. Using the subjuntivo tengas to express the wish correctly. It's a subtle shift in form, but it makes all the difference in sounding natural and conveying the right meaning. I can totally see how that mistake happens, especially since the indicative is kind of the default we learn first. What's another common trip-up?
That negative imperativo thing we just mentioned, forgetting the correct form there.
Right, saying, no hablas tan rápido for don't speak so fast.
Yeah, because no hablas tan rápido literally means you don't speak so fast, which is just stating a fact in the indicative.
It's descriptive, not prescriptive.
Exactly. To give the command, don't speak so fast, you absolutely need that imperativo form, which looks like the subjunctive, no hablas tan rápido.
Got it.
Recognizing these distinctions, indicative for facts, subjunctive for wishes, doubts, imperative for commands, especially the negative ones, it's just crucial for you. Not just to sound more natural, but honestly to make sure you're actually saying what you mean to say.
Avoiding misunderstandings.
Totally. The difference between stating a fact about someone and telling them what to do is pretty significant.
Wow, okay. What a journey through the emotional and factual landscape of Spanish verbs.
That's a good way to put it.
So just to wrap our heads around it one last time, indicativo is your mode for facts, certainties, reality. Subjuntivo is for the uncertain zone, desires, doubts, emotions, hypotheticals. I wish it were. I doubt it is. If it were.
Yep, the subjective stuff.
And imperativo, that's your direct line for commands, instructions, suggestions. Do this, don't do that.
Perfect summary.
And our goal today, really, was to help you, the learner, not just know the rules, but kind of feel these moods, right? To use them better.
Exactly. It's about moving past just translating word for word and really getting your meaning, your attitude, your feelings across in Spanish. That's where the language truly comes alive.
Definitely.
And hey, as you keep learning, here's something to chew on. Think about how just changing the mood of a single verb can totally alter the feeling, the intent, even the reality of a sentence.
That's interesting.
How might really getting that change the way you listen to Spanish music now, or read a novel, or even just chat with someone?
You start hearing those layers everywhere.
You really would. It adds depth, so keep an ear out for it.
Great thought.
And don't forget, if you want to practice more and see loads of clear examples, definitely download that free PDF from Dulce. Her channel is Español con Dulce. The link's in the description.
Excellent resource.
It really reinforces everything we've talked about.
Absolutely. Well, a huge thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Spanish verbal moods.
My pleasure. Keep practicing.
Keep exploring, keep practicing, and we will catch you on the next one.